Many times over the years, I've seen patients in my office reading this book by Marlo Parmalee, a witty memoir about her life with multiple sclerosis. I finally got around to reading it, and today I'll summarize the book and give you my review. Let's have some fun. I'm Brandon Bieber, and I make videos about multiple sclerosis every Wednesday, so please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Now, I really enjoyed this book. You got to check it out. I'll go ahead and put a link to Amazon in the notes below. And she just has an incredible talent. She's so witty, she's so precise and to the point, and she really makes you understand multiple sclerosis. I think this is a great read for people who don't have the disease, and I think people who do have the disease will really identify with a lot of the things she says. Now, the title of the book is based on that fact that she's awkward because she's sort of clumsy due to problems with MS, and she has a very brash, direct, sort of harsh personality, sort of a biting, sharp humor. And so the title is very appropriate, and she has a lot of self-depreciating humor throughout the book. By amazing coincidence, Marlo was actually treated by Professor Gavin Giovannoni, the MS doctor who's famous for his MS research blog. And I'll go ahead and post a link to that blog in the comments below, which you should also check out. So a little bit of background on the book. Marlo is an American who's a singer-songwriter and plays in a rock band, and she studied classical music in university in the United States. And she works in luxury goods sales for Chanel and similar companies. And she's kind of a fashionista, and a lot of her self-depreciating humor is about how, she really values her beauty and fashion and is willing to sort of suffer in order to maintain her fashion and everything. And she's married to a man named William, and they actually go on a trip to London, and they really like it there, and they find that there are more opportunities to be a professional musician. So they end up moving to London and starting their music career there and getting new jobs and going through all the passport problems and everything like that. But when she's in London, she starts developing symptoms of multiple sclerosis at age 31. And her first symptom is numbness in her toes that she attributes to wearing tight heels. And she's refusing to stop wearing her heels, so it keeps getting number and number, and she thinks that it's just because she doesn't want to stop wearing the heels. She has some other subtle symptoms like pain and vision changes in her eye, double vision. And it takes her a long time to get diagnosed. She has some other symptoms like spilling hot coffee on herself and not even noticing. She later has trigeminal neuralgia, a form of facial pain. She has trouble eating because she can't figure out where her mouth is. And she eventually gets diagnosed, and she sees Professor Giovanni, and she ends up getting into a clinical trial where she gets the drug Rebif. Now, this is an older book. It's been around for over 10 years. And I find it kind of funny because she was in the open-label phase 4 clinical trial, and people were very excited to get Rebif at the time. If you don't know, Rebif is a formulation of beta-interferon 1A subcutaneous every other day, and one of the neurologists calls it Super Rebif, which we would laugh at today, but she was so excited to get in the trial. And the book is really about the trials and tribulations with MS and how it sort of forms her character and shapes her character. Now, I'm not going to give away the whole book, but I want to read you a few quotes. One quote I found very funny is when she's in the midst of a relapse. She writes this: "I burst out crying. Why is this happening to me? Then I began an assault of blaring screams at God. What do you want from me? Do you want me to learn something from all this suffering? All I've learned is that suffering sucks." And she has a lot of other funny quotes like that. And near the end of the book, it's very sort of nostalgic and poignant. There's this beautiful scene where she ends up experiencing the London bombings, which was a terrorist attack that occurred at the time, and she's trying to figure out a way to get home and avoid danger, and she goes through many trials and tribulations and eventually finds her way home and reunites with her husband, William, and she writes this: "I got home and flung my arms around William. 'I love you,' we said, kissing every inch of each other's wet faces. We cried so much. All of our inner pain and life turmoil was overshadowed by the senseless deaths of all these innocent people. We were sickened by the stupidity and evilness of mankind. MS meant nothing to us at that moment." And I just thought that was a great quote, how experiencing that terrorist attack really changed her perspective and made her really think about what is important to life. And even though she had suffered so much for MS, in that moment, it meant nothing to her. And at the very end of the book, she writes, I was changed as a person. Pain had changed me. Experience had changed me. Multiple sclerosis had changed me. I was not the girl I used to be. In fact, I am in fact better than the girl I used to be. I am stronger in every way. I would not change my life for anything. I have been through too much. I have learned too much. Now I know what I am made of. I am the fabulous, the gorgeous, the tenacious. And the last two words are the title of the book. Anyways, if you read the book, please post in the comments below and let me know what you thought. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comments.